Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you're all doing well. So this is something very weird. It's not being reported anywhere. I found the actual information for it, so I do know that it's true. But I would have assumed that many other places, websites, YouTubers would have also caught on to this news. I mentioned before that other people had told me in 2013, 2014, or rather I had read around that had gone to different cryptocurrency events. And it was always the idea that eventually a country would create their own cryptocurrency. We saw at the end of 2017 and more so in 2018 that these 4 or 5 countries had either launched their own cryptocurrency or had announced that they were going to launch, or rather they already had a cryptocurrency. The next step after this was, that I had read around many times and heard, was that eventually when the cracks started showing in their own cryptocurrency, that country would come forward and announce that they were going to have Bitcoin as legal tender within their country. So if you've been paying attention to everything that's been happening within, or if you've heard me talk about what's been happening inside of Venezuela over the last couple of years, it's absolutely crazy. They're going through a very intense amount of inflation. It's called hyperinflation, where they have hyperinflation of around 1,000,000%, if not a bit more. People who are going to buy food for their families are holding entire large boxes and pillowcases filled with cash, and they run to the supermarket as quick as possible to be able to use the money before it gets devalued even further. It's absolutely insane. So the news story that made 2018 kind of really weird is that we first started getting the first couple of countries around the world who were announcing their own cryptocurrency. The country of Venezuela announced that they were going to be launching the Petro, which is now their official country's cryptocurrency. But if you've also been listening or have been paying attention or have been reading as well, they've tried to raise the value of their own cryptocurrency, like simply just adding a number next to it. Like imagine if you had a $1 bill or like a €1 piece and you wrote a 5 on it and you were like, this is now worth 5. This is kind of what they tried to do with their own cryptocurrency. So without further ado, it looks like we are at that next step and everything is happening very quick. And I was assuming that this wouldn't happen until around 2021. And this is why I said I think it's very weird that no one's talking about it. It's very odd that this should be headline news that this is actually happening. Without further ado, let's jump into it. For those who aren't looking at the screen, it says the Venezuelan government supports Bitcoin and Litecoin payments. They launched a new crypto remittance platform amidst their ongoing crisis, which is, I mean, if you have 5 minutes, YouTube it, like find videos on it. What's happening there is otherworldly. It's something out of, you know, those movies where you see like people in like a dystopian future, like the year like 2450, and they're like digging through garbage and there's like nothing left and there's like whatever. Not getting into politics, but as political tensions rise to all-time highs, Venezuela is launching a government-sanctioned cryptocurrency remittance service. The platform will allow users to send Bitcoin and Litecoin. I will read that once again for those who didn't get it. The country of Venezuela last year created their own cryptocurrency. It was faltering. They tried to raise the value of it by themselves. Like actually, there was an article where the government tried to raise the value of their own coin. Think about that, with no one using it. And they are now launching a government-sanctioned cryptocurrency remittance service. The platform will allow users to send Bitcoin and Litecoin, which means that the government of Venezuela, through a government-sanctioned cryptocurrency remittance service, has pretty much come to the conclusion that their currency that they created is crap. And they now have to fall onto the backs of Bitcoin and Litecoin to be able to send money back and forth between their country. It's called the Remittance platform. A new service from the country's Patria platform is designed to guarantee financial inclusion along with the social protection of the people of Venezuela. Its launch coincides with the country's humanitarian crisis. Venezuelans are suffering daily from U.S. sanctions, political unrest, violent protests, economic collapse, and hyperinflation in the country's. There's also something happening now where there's like a second president in their country. Not even joking. I'm not going to get into that. There's too much politics about it. I can't play that video because of copyright, etc. The Bitcoin remittance platform is another attempt by Maduro, who is the president of one of the presidents of Venezuela, to beat U.S. sanctions and thwart the opposition. Keeping in mind, the country of Venezuela has admitted that their cryptocurrency doesn't work, and they are now allowing Bitcoin and Litecoin as legal payments within their country for remittance services. I want to say it a fourth time, but I hope that everyone got that. Keep all of that in mind. This is run by a company called Patria. The new service is controlled by the country's crypto regulator, Superintendency of Crypto Assets and Regulated Activities, known as Sunacrip. Weird name, Sunacrip. Under the leadership of Maduro, it will establish a monthly limit and offer access through its online portal. According to Patria, they said, Remesas is a service of the Patria platform that allows you to send remittances to Venezuela in cryptocurrencies. Again, the resources sent will be available in sovereign bolivars in the Monedero Patria as soon as the transfer is confirmed. So they're trying to do, I think this is going to crumble very, very quickly. They're trying to send, or rather allow the sending of cryptocurrencies. Okay, I'm going to get to one really crazy part. I was looking outside. What they're doing is that they're trying to allow cryptocurrencies to be sent in and out of the country, but trying to have it pass through them. Part of the problem is that they're trying to send it into their physical cryptocurrency, and I assume in some way trying to send it to the Petro as well, which also isn't going to work. And we're going to have a situation very soon, and it's already showing, where people are already realizing, why should we have to send it through you as opposed to just sending the cryptocurrencies? Because part of the problem that the country of Venezuela and many other countries, not going to name any of them right now, are having is that they realize, and thank goodness it took them long enough, that they can't control Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. And I don't mean that as like, yeah, we're better than them. I mean, like, logically, they cannot control it. So what they're trying to do, same exact thing with a lot of the other banking services and stuff like that, who are announcing that they're going to have like crypto vaults and cryptocurrency bank accounts, which we still haven't had proper clarification of, but you know that they're coming. We're going to have major banks in the United States and other places soon who are going to be announcing that they're going to allow you to store your cryptocurrency with them, and they will issue you a bank card that will have your cryptocurrency on it, and every time you use your cryptocurrency, you will be charged the same exact fees that you were charged before. Get what I'm saying? The easiest way that Venezuela has figured out to do this is that to say, yeah, okay, we now are relying on Bitcoin and Litecoin, keeping in mind as a government-sanctioned thing, but they want these things to pass through them first and then hit the people in the streets and hit the people living inside of the place, as opposed to realizing that by allowing Bitcoin and Litecoin to be legal remittance services within the country, people are just going to start realizing that I can send Bitcoin from here to over here without having it have to pass through the government. Do you understand how significant that is? That the government they're on their last legs, and this is their final play in the game, as far as them like realizing that they can't do much more with their own cryptocurrency. Their normal currency is crap. All we need, like the final straw. This is why I said this is crazy that this isn't making headline news everywhere. We need the government to announce, and I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, that Bitcoin is legal tender within the country. This is the first step. Like, not even the first step. Like, there's a staircase that has 10 steps on it, and they are like at number 8 right now. They're very close to being able to do it without, anyway, further. The service will apply a fluctuating commission updated daily. Patria also explains that the service may be disabled at any time, depending on the availability of funds in bolivars. The fact that they're going to have a commission on it, once again, says, because this is so interesting, because you can kind of tell that they realize that the only way that they're going to make money from this is that you have to have that middleman service where, you are legally allowing that this can happen, that Bitcoin and Litecoin can flow into your country, but it has to flow through them so that they can get a fee from you using your money that you wouldn't normally get from actually sending these cryptocurrencies, regardless of whatever the case might be when Bitcoin goes up and has, the huge networking fees and stuff like that. They're trying to figure out a way. This is why there's a fluctuating commission, because I'm pretty sure they're trying to figure out exactly how it benefits them the most and to make the most money from the actual transaction that should be just happening between two people. Absolutely crazy. They said that the service may be disabled at any time. That's not new. The reason they're doing this is because many other countries, especially like Venezuela, I'm not in Venezuela. I have never been to Venezuela. I don't know their deep into their politics, so I can't specifically say. However, from what I've read, from what I've heard over the last 2 or 3 years after looking into this actual conflict and this entire thing that's actually happening, what they do is the same as many other countries around the world. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. What they do in many other countries around the world, when they fear that something is taking place that could stop their power, many other countries around the world, even when they're having like a vote for president and stuff like that. I know this sounds crazy. They will shut down the internet to stop people from sending messages back and forth to let them know about any corruption that's actually happening around the country. It's absolutely insane. So I assume what they're doing, especially I assume is not, well, I mean, it could be a full-blown service disabled at any time, which is also what banks are still able to do. But they're probably going to do this if they see you sending too much money, or if they see something that they deem to be not along their alley, or if they're not being paid as much, if that kind of makes any sense. And it says, depending on the availability of funds in bolivars, which is already nothing, like it's worth actual dust. Critics point out that users on the popular peer-to-peer platform Local Bitcoins, here's where it gets interesting, where trading volumes in Venezuela have reached an all-time high, already have the ability to send Bitcoin and Litecoin at a significantly cheaper rate. For those who weren't here for that video as well, in Venezuela and I think Argentina and like 6 other places around the world, we saw some parts of Asia as well. There's like a huge spike that happened in these countries almost at the exact same time. It happened in February, I think in like the last week of February. There was new regulations that took place in Venezuela. It's not even this stuff. New regulations took place where things got like they were a bit more crunched, if you kind of want to say it that way, and things became a bit more restricted as to what people could and could not do with their own money. The trading volume on local Bitcoins on all of these countries completely skyrocketed because people realized once again, and this is why I hope that cryptocurrency continues to spread in these countries and more specifically in Venezuela, because you can just send cryptocurrencies between yourselves. This is the entire point of cryptocurrencies. So, right. This is once again why the government is trying to do this, because I think the government also tried to shut down local Bitcoins. They said that there was something wrong with it, or said that there was like something illegal about it. Here's the actual tweet that someone sent out. And apparently, for clarification, it appears that, so the service that they're offering apparently has a 12%, not interest rate, but like fee, while apparently it also only costs, didn't I mean to click on his actual Twitter? I mean, it's larger now. We'll have a 1% fee if you actually use it through local Bitcoin. So there's a huge difference between 1% fee and actual 12% fee. In February, Official Gazette number 41.581 published the country's new crypto regulations, which imposed up to 15% fees on crypto remittance transactions. So maybe this is their way of trying to say, hey, ours is slightly lower and therefore use us. Very interesting. Not his Twitter. This one over here, here's the actual thing for the thing being launched. Here's the actual thing on the website, Remessas, of them talking about exactly how, how the transactions through cryptocurrencies will actually happen within their service. I mean, for those of you who can read Spanish, then there you go. Here's the actual website for Sonacrypt, and they have like a really creepy thing. Yeah, here's the Untitled Remessas that we were just talking about. And where's the, like, they have the actual, like, Petro on their actual website as, like, a payment option. It's actually kind of weird. If we dig a bit further, here's the actual thing from Untitled Remessas, from a Spanish Bitcoin cryptocurrency place where they actually show the screenshot. And then if you dig a bit further, you get to this one directly from Sonacrypt showing this. And then if you click on to make the image a lot larger, it shows Untitled Remessas, and you are able to transact in Bitcoin and Litecoin as the legal things within Venezuela to be able to send money back and forth. And this is supported by the Venezuelan government. I'm not really sure how much more I can press on that issue to let you understand exactly what just took place. I think it's very odd, once again, that no one's talking about this. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. And this is why I mean, it kind of is what it is. I'm tired of pump and dump channels. I'm tired of many other cryptocurrency channels because they don't actually give real news. They give this like fluff every single day. And I think this is why they may have missed it. My own opinion. The fact is, Venezuela has now, their government now supports Bitcoin and Litecoin payments. I don't think you understand how significant that is. Imagine if we had news that the United States, their currency was crumbling, and they announced that you can now send Bitcoin and Litecoin payments through the government service to be able to send money back and forth. I don't think people are getting it. This is the first domino that has completely fallen, and I don't know what it'll take to get other people to really understand that this is significant. But this is the first country in a long line of countries who are going to start doing the exact same thing. And this is the moment that we were talking about for quite a couple of years about Bitcoin actually taking over. this is happening. And I mean, it just kind of leads me to once again to the question as to why Bitcoin isn't shooting up in price. It just kind of is what it is. Alrighty, everyone, that is definitely going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope you're excited as much as I am. It's so incredibly interesting that we have all of this happening, and everyone seems so focused on charts and all these other things that they can't even properly read. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.